Hello again, you join me here on this fine Friday morning to realise a dream that a lot of other YouTubers have had for me for some time now. Today, I'm going to get shot. And this is the guy that's going to be shooting me. Say hello, Alan.
Hello.
Unfortunately not with a gun as many of you has hoped, but with a camera. So this fella over here is Alan Moyle, brother of Mr. Moyle from the Cool Shite podcasts, and he is a professional photographer, and once a week he does what he calls his weekly portrait, where he photographs somebody. So I'm very interested to see how these turn out. I've never been shot professionally before. So what was I like as a photographic subject?
Oh, you were fine, you turned up on time. It's always a good thing, you actually turned up.
It's the main criteria, turning up on time.
Well, you were up for things too, so you actually, hey, let's go bury you in Lego. I've never actually buried anyone in Lego before, so it was quite fun. How did you enjoy being buried in Lego?
That was fun.
Pointy?
Yes, pointy. So how did you get into photography in the first place, Alan?
No, basically it was just, that's all I ever did when I was in high school and stuff. So yeah, you know, worked on a school newspaper and all those sort of magazine things, and then what do I do afterwards? I went and applied to uni. So I got into scientific photography in Melbourne.
Scientific photography?
Yes, so I got to take pictures, get trained how to do all that, the CSI type stuff, like bodies and parts and stuff. But after doing a couple of jobs after I finished uni, basically decided that I like people talking back to me when I'm taking their photos. So it's only so much smells I could handle.
So it's been a career path since day one?
Pretty much,
Or
yeah.
you knew what you wanted to do, you went after it?
Yeah, and now I'm just here. So I finished uni, got a landscape photography award, ended up back in Tas. Then once I finished all that exhibition stuff, I basically, oh, what do I do now? And so did a friend's wedding, went, oh, that's not as bad as I expected. And then started to enjoy them and did a lot more. And basically, moved into the wedding portrait side of things as well as the side of comedian stuff. So
comedian stuff, that's the interesting part for me. Meeting the comedians, going to the comedy festivals and
well, have a look in this one.
yes.
Wow. So yeah, the umbilical brothers, well, at least one of them that you can see. So again, very much just when I moved to Melbourne, I was doing a lot of work, just going to comedy nights and doing live shots of comedians just for fun. And then I go back the next week and show like little black and white proofs to them, and they go, oh yes, and they'd buy them. And then from there, third year, folio was required, and so I just decided, well, I'll do portraits of comedians. And yeah, they liked them, and so I continued doing it and moved into posters and CDs and DVD covers and all those sorts of things. So, and
Who's been your favourite?
I don't really have a favourite. I really do like the Yumbies, like the people that they're just fun to hang around with. And this was actually shot in Edinburgh on my first trip over there, and because I did their poster for that year. So we actually had a bit of time convincing their management that having a silhouette of them was actually a good idea. But in Edinburgh they're well enough known so that they could get away with it. If there was a little place where they weren't really known, having a silhouette wouldn't quite work.
No.
So there's some of my favourites. And my 45-second shoot with Michael Palin.
45 seconds.
Yeah, quite literally. But it's good to get to work with people over time too. So that's comedian Dave Callan from Melbourne. That's probably taken about 3 or 4 years ago, and then this one was taken just last year for his poster for Dance of the Flame Retarded Monkey.
I like that one.
So just get a phone call like, I want to be walking on water with an umbrella on fire. Can you do it? I ring up photographers and they say, yeah, you do it. And you shoot him and you shoot the water, then you shoot him in the studio, and then you shoot the umbrella, and you shoot everything. And they went, no, that's too much work. So I just said 6 o'clock, sunrise, St Kilda Beach. Bring an umbrella.
Umbrella and matches.
And kerosene. So he was only slightly burnt. some of the ladies, Fiona O'Loughlin from Alice Springs and Maria Bamford, who they're both really top quality comedians and very different from, I guess, what people's initial impression of female comedians are. A bit wrong and very inventive. Maria has amazing sort of shows that she puts on. Local Launceston, and Bill Bailey was Nanny in Black Books.
Yes, Bill Bailey, one of my favourite comedians of all time.
Why is that? Is it just...
The dude's hilarious and so talented. He's with the music in his shows and the way his brain works is just hilarious to me. So.
And then Chris Addison, who UK people might know, and Mackenzie Crook, who people who've seen Pirates of the Caribbean or The Office would probably recognise. So, Tim Minchin, who's
incredibly talented man.
You just like people with pianos.
Yeah, the musical comedians have got a strange allure for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because I have no musical talent myself. So.
Yes,
Another one of
doing Leeds and Reading Festival this year in the UK. So it's been a big journey for him in the last 3 years, from playing shows that very few people that show up to that was the beginning of the year. Then towards the end of the year, he was playing, I think, in the Apollo Theatre on the same bill as Mariah Carey and stuff like that. So it was pretty massive. And Danny Boy, who of course is all over the place.
Another very funny man.
DVD coming out soon. Mikey Robbins, before he lost some weight, another Australian comedian, and then the Goodies, who was the first time they'd performed on stage. Well, they've just did an OB in New South Wales. The first time they'd kind of been on stage, all three of them together, for quite a long time, and so it was just in the dressing room straight afterwards. So it was interesting sort of seeing the three guys. Paul McDermott and Gart, and one of my other favourites to shoot, Greg Fleet, who we've just had a long experience. He was the first comedian I actually really met. So met him here in Launceston, and then a few weeks later met him again when I was just moved to Melbourne, and done photos over the years quite a lot, and just catch up and take some shots occasionally. David Strassman and Chuck Wood. So
no teddy bear.
No, Teddy Bear was there. He was in the bag near us, but I just had that idea for Chuck. So, and Chuck sits up a lot better than the bear does. The bear's very soft.
Yeah. I dig the lighting in that. Gives Chuck the spookiness he needs.
Yeah, it's just here in Launceston. So.
Really?
Yeah, just across the road, above a shop.
So, not so much interested in landscapes. It's people and faces and...
No, I do landscapes and things. Like initially, that's where I started off with the landscapes. So I won a few awards for the landscape stuff. When I'm overseas, I definitely go and take a lot more landscapes than I do people.
And you've got a bunch of awards sitting over there on the wall. What are they all for?
Oh, everything from weddings, portraits, landscapes, editorial shots. So there's I've got quite a range. Like for example, it's a matter of mixing. Like when you're a wedding photographer and a portrait photographer, it's a matter of mixing lots of different things that all the different styles to get really sort of unique images. So, like that one there is pretty much, it's a wedding shot, but it is mostly a landscape, I think. And just bringing out the textures and things. It's not your usual happy, smiley wedding shot.
No, it's very distinctive.
But that's ones that people tend to like, and then something like that comes from this church that was in Croatia that I shot last year. There's a lot of similarities in all the work I do. For me, it's about finding textures and good locations. And then occasionally being lucky and getting a mix of people and location. So like this was in, I don't know how the glass goes in that, in the sky in Scotland. So just having a,
there we go.
Having a person in the landscape always helps. Just gives it a bit of scale and adds a bit more into the images.
Now, your equipment. This is where I get my gadget nerd side of things out. Your camera.
I'm a Fuji photographer, so I shoot. I used to shoot Fujifilm, and then I stopped shooting film.
That's interesting. When did you switch over to digital, and were you reluctant?
I wasn't reluctant because I'd finished uni. I didn't have a lot of jobs or money, and so I sort of spend as much as I could on getting a camera, and I had Nikon lenses but didn't like Nikon cameras, and so I went for the Fuji system. That was initially the S2 Pro and then up to the S3 Pro, which I'm in now, just because it takes the Nikon lenses and still shoots really high quality, and it's a little bit different. It's the range that you can get out of the actual shots I find is really appealing, and it's just been a really good camera. Well, it's all coming down cheaper now, so I think the first camera I bought was about 5,000, the second one was about 3,000, and then this one that's just been released, the new one's about 2.5 or something. So they're all coming down in price. And just running into people at weddings now, just guests who've got the same cameras. So just shows you where it's been. Like a long time ago, it was like you had a Hasselblad, and that meant, oh, he's a professional. But now everyone gets the digital cameras, digital SLRs, and they're basically using the same equipment.
So what's in your standard camera bag? What do you not leave for a shoot without?
My 50mm 1.4, my 18-35 f2.8, the camera and a flash. That's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. And just 2 lenses. I carry both the S3 and the S2 just for emergency things. I tend to have a habit of dropping cameras at inappropriate times and not trusting them again. Mostly overseas, like in Croatia and Edinburgh. I had camera issues in both of them. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And a reflector and a monopod. That's my basic kit.
Do you always have a camera with you wherever you go?
A lot of the time. There's a camera in the car. Oh, I shouldn't say that. No, it's just a little point and shoot camera that I sort of keep in the glove box in case something comes up, but that's film. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little camera I keep in my pocket that takes video and stills, and I never go anywhere without it, so
no,
you never know what you're going to come across.
I do carry, quite a lot of the time, I'll have a camera with me, just strapped over the shoulder, but not really fanatical about it constantly. I'm doing it a lot more now, just because, just wanting to shoot a lot more different type of things and actually seeing things and taking photos of them. And I'll use my phone too, just to record locations and things, and then come back and visit that. Go back and need a shoot location and just look at the phone. What was your impressions of the shoot?
I liked it.
What were you expecting beforehand?
I don't know, I was maybe expecting the atypical photographer, stand here, face this way, point your face, little left, but I don't know, I've never been shot professionally before, so I didn't know what to expect really.
But you found it okay? It wasn't too...
No, it was fine. No, I'm not intimidated by a lens pointing at me. I mean, this will be video number 300 I've got up on YouTube, so I've spent a lot of time staring into a lens.
How many years is that then?
I've been doing it for about a year on YouTube, so...
It's almost one a day.
Yeah.
I know, there's a lot of... I'm thinking there's a lot of multiple, people doing multiple exposures and putting themselves in the photos a few times. I haven't done much of that, so I thought I may as well give that a go with this, and it was all very quick. I think I should have probably been standing back a little bit further. I've got a bit more distance because I don't think you focus on yourself that close. Or can you?
With this camera you can. So although you'd only be seeing like cheek because I don't have a wide angle lens on it. So.
Don't ruin the illusion.
What's your favourite one?
I do like the Lego expressions. It's always good to sort of have the sort of behind story as well, or something like that, and actually having a photo of the indented Lego in your hand. And I just worried the whole time, are you okay? Not like, you don't have a little Lego man attacking your back or something at the same time. It's probably what I like about doing more of they're very sort of casual, but more sort of a little bit more set up and pose type shots. Is that we started off at one spot and then just went back to your place because it was there, and I had different ideas to do another multiple exposure. But it's just about going with the flow and seeing ideas as they happen. So, which is probably my favourite way of shooting it.
Yeah. If I ever put a DVD of my stuff together, I'll have to use that as a back cover.
You can pretend that's like every time you do something bad with Lego, it's like, no, I have to be good. Wow, that's a lot.
Last words.
I have have to be appropriate. I don't know if I have last words. Check out the site, photobat.net.
That's it.
Sign up to the newsletter, especially if you're local, Tasmanian, just Australian. Like lots of specials and little tips and photos too, and more information behind the stories and stories behind photos, and tips and competitions and things like that. So yeah, go and have a look, photobat.net, and check out the blog too, the Bat blog, which is photobat.net/batblog.